Beyond the official narratives, past the sanitized textbooks, there exist whispers, echoes of history so dangerous, so inconvenient, that entire empires mobilized to erase them. But some files, some truths, simply refused to burn. They are the forbidden histories, the unwritten chapters, the hidden archives that, against all odds, slipped through the flames and the shredders, preserving insights into humanity's darkest impulses and most profound mysteries. These aren't just documents, they are silent witnesses, whispering tales of forgotten gods, suppressed science, and power struggles that shaped our world in ways we're only just beginning to comprehend. The powerful always seek to control the past to control the future, but sometimes the past fights back. Imagine a scorching Egyptian desert, the year 1945. A local farmer, digging for fertilizer near the town of Nag Hammadi, strikes something hard. It's a large red earthenware jar, sealed. His first thought, treasure. His second, likely, demons. He smashes it open, and instead of gold, finds 13 leather-bound papyrus codices. What he held in his hands were texts deliberately buried, not in tombs, but in the earth, to escape an active campaign of destruction waged over 1600 years earlier. These weren't just any scrolls. They were the Gnostic Gospels, ancient writings offering a radically different view of early Christianity, ones the emerging Orthodox Church deemed heretical, dangerous, and worthy of absolute obliteration. Why were these alternative Gospels so terrifying to the powerful? Because they challenged the very foundation of organized religion, offering a path to salvation through personal knowledge rather than priestly mediation. The burning of the Library of Alexandria is legendary, a symbol of knowledge tragically lost. But what if not everything truly perished? The story we often hear is one of total devastation, an intellectual black hole. Yet, fragmented references in later texts, hidden collections in far-flung monasteries, and even archaeological digs occasionally unearth scraps of papyrus that hint at a more complex truth. Perhaps the destruction wasn't total, or perhaps certain scrolls, deemed too precious or too perilous, were spirited away by scholars, cults, or even the very authorities who later condemned them. Could it be that tucked away in some forgotten vault, or within the walls of a secretive brotherhood, a portion of that ancient wisdom still exists, waiting for rediscovery? What secrets might have been intentionally salvaged, only to be guarded with extreme prejudice? Then there are the Vatican Secret Archives, a labyrinth of shelves stretching over 50 miles, holding millennia of documents under lock and key. For centuries, access was almost impossible, fueling endless speculation. Is it just administrative paperwork? Or are there actual forbidden histories within those temperature-controlled chambers? The very name, Secret Archives, conjures images of hidden truths. This isn't just about religious doctrine. It's about political machinations, scientific suppression, and perhaps even esoteric knowledge accumulated by one of the world's oldest and most influential institutions. Why such profound secrecy for so long? What could be so sensitive that it remained hidden from public scrutiny for centuries? Within those hallowed halls, rumors abound of files that could rewrite major historical events. Take the trial of Galileo Galilei, for instance. We have the official narrative, but what about the dissenting voices, the suppressed evidence, the personal letters that paint a more nuanced picture of a man challenging not just dogma, but also political power? Or the confessions of the Knights Templar, extracted under torture, now locked away, perhaps revealing more about their true beliefs or hidden wealth than the standard histories admit. The Vatican holds the power to authenticate or debunk countless historical controversies. The true scandal isn't just what's in the archives, but the power held by those who control what we're allowed to see, and when. Moving from ancient scrolls to modern warfare, consider the chilling archives of Nazi Germany. As the Third Reich crumbled, a desperate attempt was made to destroy evidence of their atrocities, their scientific experiments, and their plans for global domination. Files were burned, buried, or sunk. Yet, Operation Paperclip saw Allied forces, particularly the Americans, scrambling to secure as much of this documentation and as many of these scientists as possible, often overlooking their heinous pasts for the sake of technological advantage. How many files were truly destroyed, and how many were simply reclassified, absorbed into new secret projects, their contents now shaping our present without our full awareness? The moral compromises made to acquire this forbidden knowledge still echo today. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the caves of Qumran, between 1946 and 1956, stands as one of the 20th century's greatest archaeological finds. These ancient Jewish manuscripts, hidden for nearly 2 millennia, miraculously survived the ravages of time and conflict. But their journey from discovery to full publication was agonizingly slow, marred by academic disputes and claims of deliberate suppression by religious authorities. Some suggested the scrolls contained texts that challenged established religious narratives, potentially undermining centuries of doctrine. Were certain fragments intentionally withheld, their contents too disruptive to common belief? The delay itself became a modern form of file burning, denying immediate access to revolutionary insights. Throughout history, colonial powers often systematically destroyed the records, oral traditions, and cultural artifacts of indigenous peoples, aiming to erase their identities and histories. The burning of Mayan codices by Spanish conquistadors is a stark example, reducing an entire civilization's written knowledge to ashes. Only a handful survived, but the truth of these cultures, their cosmologies, their sophisticated understanding of the world, never truly died. It lived in the memory of the elders, in the patterns woven into textiles, in the stones of their ancient cities. These weren't just files, they were entire cultural archives, defying erasure by embedding themselves into the very fabric of a people. How much wisdom was almost lost forever, and how much are we still struggling to reconstruct from fragments? The Soviet Union under Stalin mastered the art of historical revisionism, rewriting textbooks, fabricating photographs, and purging archives to fit the party line. Millions of documents detailing purges, gulag atrocities, and political dissent were supposed to vanish without a trace. Yet, even in a totalitarian state, some files simply escaped the shredder. Whether through the bravery of dissident librarians, the carelessness of bureaucrats, or the sheer volume of paper that made a complete purge impossible, glimpses of the true Soviet past eventually emerged. The special archives of the KGB, once impenetrable, slowly began to reveal the hidden cost of ideological control, exposing the lies that had been officially perpetuated for decades. In a different context, the testimony of comfort women during World War II provides a harrowing example of records that couldn't be burned, not because they were physical documents, but because they were etched into human memory. The Japanese government's systematic efforts to deny and erase evidence of the military sexual slavery it imposed on women across Asia faced an unyielding wall: the survivors themselves. Their stories, shared against immense pressure and shame, became the living archives of an unspeakable crime. Though official documents were destroyed, the human spirit preserved the truth, ensuring that this brutal chapter of history could not simply be forgotten or wished away. It shows that some truths are too deeply ingrained to be incinerated. In our digital age, the concept of unburnable files takes on new dimensions. When whistleblowers like Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning released classified government documents, they triggered a global earthquake. Governments discovered that destroying digital files, once they're copied and distributed across the internet, is virtually impossible. The internet itself acts as a vast, decentralized archive, making full suppression almost unimaginable. While individual servers can be seized and websites shut down, the sheer resilience of digital information means that once a secret is truly out, it almost always remains accessible somewhere. Are these leaks the modern equivalent of the Nag Hammadi jars, preserving inconvenient truths against the might of powerful states? The persistent survival of these forbidden histories, from papyrus scrolls to digital leaks, offers a profound lesson. It suggests an inherent human need for truth, a deep-seated resistance to engineered narratives. No matter how powerful the institution, how absolute the censorship, or how complete the purge, some truths, some fragments of reality, seem destined to find their way to the light. They are the cracks in the facade, the whispers from the past that remind us that history is rarely as neat or as simple as the victors want us to believe. Perhaps the real, unburnable file isn't a physical document at all, but the collective human memory, the persistent questioning spirit, and the relentless drive to uncover what has been hidden. These archives, whether rediscovered in a desert or leaked online, don't just tell us about the past. They tell us about the enduring power of truth in a world constantly trying to obscure it. They are a testament to the fact that while power can rewrite history on paper, it struggles immensely to erase it from the very fabric of existence. What other forbidden histories lie waiting, patiently, for the right moment to emerge from the ashes?